Good morning all, welcome back to the shed. It's about 10:35 on a Sunday morning and I've already been out shopping. Only had to get a few things, so that was quick. Stuff I was thinking about last night. None of these videos are scripted, they're all off the cuff. But I noticed when watching some back, I tend to pause a lot and not finish my sentences sometimes. That's because my brain is working at 100 miles an hour trying to think of what I was going to say and that. So I thought, because I think of a lot of things at night, I'm going to write them down so I can have a chat about them. I've even crossed 3 off on this list because otherwise I'd just be talking all the time. But the first thing is I've picked up another couple of subscribers, so I'm now up to 9. Thank you very much. Once again, no notifications, so I don't know who you are, but thank you anyway. And if anyone does like any of these videos, please drop a like. I'm not asking for you to subscribe because if you want to follow what I'm doing, and then you will subscribe, but you don't have to. But if you do like an individual video, just drop a like for me, because I've been told that helps out. Spread it about a bit. Another thing that was on my mind last night was the finger joints and how to hide the finger joints. And basically you can't. You can vinyl wrap and that, or build an outer shell to hide the finger joints. Now that would basically mean using twice as much material, and if you're going to build a shell and attach it to that to hide the finger joints, you might as well build the box that way and not laser cut it. So yeah, anyway, it's too late now, but thinking about it, what I should have done, which would have been cheaper and easier, is rather than try to hide the finger joints, I should have, instead of painting it, I should have stained it. With the stain, I would have been able to do that indoors, so wouldn't be beholden to the weather, which, looking at the forecast, it's going to be raining all the way up until Boxing Day here, so God knows how I'm going to get on. But yeah, I could have just stained it and varnished it or waxed it, and I think that might have looked quite good, because that would have enhanced the wood and enhanced the finger joints. But if I ever build a Mark II, I might do that. And I was also playing with the laser software last night, and I've got another little box to cut where I altered the offset, and I want to see whether that cracks the tight fingers or not. But on to today. First thing I want to do is get a coat of black on the base Then I want to fill and sand this, and hopefully I'll be able to get the second coat on this today. So I'm going to start doing that now. I really should bloody read things before I buy them and before I use them, basically. So I'm just using that. And I've noticed now it's a 2-in-1, paint and primer. Yep. And I've also noticed on the back that can be painted over within 2 hours or once completely cured. Approx 2 weeks. 2 weeks for a paint to completely cure. And this does not spray well. Mind you, what's not helping, I'm spraying outside and you've got a slight breeze, so it's going everywhere. But there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah. Apply several thin coats at 2 to 10 minute intervals. Alright, so maybe I'll get both coats on. But yeah, knob. I've just been outside to give it another couple of coats, and it's I think the paint job is going to look crap on it. The minute I started spraying, the wind got up and it was gusting, and it just made it so bloody difficult. So the spray is going to be shit. But yeah, I'm not doing no more coats. Tell you the truth, I'm getting a bit pissed off with it because it's cold outside, so it's taking longer to go off, and what with the wind, so I ain't doing no more coats on the base, and I might forgo the second primer coat on the console and just go in with a black, seeing as that's got a primer on it as well, because as I said at the beginning, from tomorrow it's going to rain until the 26th, which is Boxing Day. So seriously thinking I should have stained it. I think that probably would have looked better as well, like a natural wood stain with a wax finish, and it would have been so much easier to do in winter. Yeah, well, you live and learn. I've just taken that subwoofer grill that I painted outside, and I've given that a top coat as well, but it's still gusty out there. I've also taken the measurements of that, and I might do see if I can 3D print a bezel to go around it. But I've also just cut the box with the offset that I was mucking around with to see whether it makes the boxes any easier to put together. I've only offset the fingers, not the there's a, so let's see how that goes together. Now that's better. That is better on that side. Maybe I've got to offset all the pieces. Why have I got no offset on that one? Because I'm a dickhead. that goes together a lot easier. Apart from that one, which I put no offset on. But that, why would I put no offset on that? Because I'm a knob. So that is sort of working. That is working. That is not so much of a fight. That is absolutely perfect. Offset 0.08. That's why I done it. It should be no, there's no offset. There's just an offset on the fingers. But then they've all got fingers. So I wonder if I offset the whole box. Something to think about, but I've sussed that one anyway. That's a lot easier to put together. Exquivalent. Just been outside and sprayed the console. I didn't go with another grey primer, I just went with a black. Give it one coat, waited 7 or 8 minutes, give it another coat, and I don't know how it's going to come out. As I said, because the wind just got up and sprayed like crap. But that's the top coat. I'll put on the sub grill. There's a couple of bits of this I'm quite pleased with, like that bit there I like, and that bit has got a 3D texture to it, like crumbling rust. That along the top there, quite like that. That's still a bit tacky, so that's got to dry. I bit the bullet, sprayed the little exhaust grill at the back, and that even feels rusty now. So that, and a very, very, very light coat on the actual speaker grills. Now let's have a look. I think that looks quite good. I thought it might. I wonder if I could embellish it a little bit more. The trouble is these holes are so small, I don't really want to put any paint on them because it will just block them, so I might leave that like that. Gonna go and have a cup of coffee now, seeing as it's coming up at 1:45. So, and then I'll bring the base in, and hopefully the console a little bit later, and we'll see how they turned out. As I said, far from ideal spraying conditions, and I could even see it went on all right in some places, but it was really wet in others when like there was a gust of wind, and yeah, nightmare. But that's the way it's going to be, or that's the way it's going to stay. I said I wish I bloody stained it. Right, coffee cooling. Just bought the base in from outside. It's a little bit tacky still, but that is what the finish is like. I knew you wouldn't be able to hide the fingers, but as you can see all the fingers and that, but that's the paint finish on it. Don't look, you can't see that, don't look too bad. But yeah, it's not 100% dry, so I can't start putting anything in it yet. I shall have to do that tomorrow if it's completely dry. I've only got about an hour left at max today anyway, so we'll see how the top goes, and I'll bring that in and show you just before I'll pack up for the day. On a side note, I've finished this as well. It's a little coaster holder with pallet coasters in it. I think that's quite nice. No doubt the missus will say, what's that shit? But I think you could stain that up. Obviously, if it's going to have drinks on it, you'd have to protect it somehow with a top coat. But I think that's cute. I'll let you know what the missus says. Just bought the console in, and that's what it looks like. It's not fully dry, it's still a bit tacky. But that's what it's sort of come out like. Oops. So we'll let that sit overnight, see if it dries completely. I've noticed a few imperfections in the top, but I'm not worried about that. It'll look good if you stand about half a mile away. So yeah, I was right about the finger joints. You can see them all over the place. There's no way to hide them, so have to put up with that for laser cut. Right, it's time to pack up. It's about 4 o'clock on a Sunday evening. That's not bad. I've been down here since 10:30 this morning till 4 o'clock. That's a few hours put in, and we got quite a bit done today. That's all the painting finished. Speaker grills painted, subwoofer grill lacquered up, that little coaster thing completed. The offset for the box, which I was a bit lucky because I cracked that on the first go of 0.08 or 0.008, whatever it was. So quite a bit done today. Quite happy with that. Now just wait for that to dry and see what mess it leaves when I take the back off, and how that's going to look when it goes back on again. But hopefully I'll be able to do that tomorrow. But the poor old cat is not looking that great. She's not doing a lot, she's just lying up on the windowsill looking out the window. But 2 of the 3 drugs she's on, a side effect is lethargy. So we don't know whether it's the drugs that are just causing that or whether she's going downhill again. We don't know, so we'll see how that goes as well. Anyway, that's it for today. I shall see all you lovely people tomorrow.